Hi there traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency with a new video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. Now speaking from Ljubljana, Slovenia, as we're going to have a seminar later today, but first of course taking a look at the markets. Alright, the euro dollar made it from the third to the fourth whistle level, or almost the fourth in fact, just missed it by a few pips. But basically the breakout above 117.30 did get that impulse momentum towards the next level as we expected, around 118, 118.20. Now the question is, will price bounce off the 21 EMA? Will it rebound here around 117.30 to go to that fifth whiz level, which is around 119.65? So that all depends about whether price bounces here or not. I'm looking for a fractal that is in the 21 EMA, and anything that gets a bounce there probably will continue to the upside. However, if price were to break below the 21 EMA, even just a few pips, around 117.08, then the rebound to the upside is becoming less likely, and there could be a bigger correction to the downside. So let's put back my normal template here without the whiz tool. There we go. In that case, if you get a break below the 21 EMA, a bigger break, right, one that could push really through it like this, break, pull back, and then a bounce off the 21 EMA, in that case, this is probably a three-wave completed pattern, and the new downtrend could start. So that's pretty important. We have the potential for price to move down, because if you look at the daily chart, price has reached the long-term moving average. We have 5 waves completed here, and we do have an ABC up, in fact, already ready. We're back into a resistance zone as well. So that's very, would not be strange to see actually a bounce and a restart of that trend to the downside. 21 EMA on the daily chart is important as well. By the way, a break below that would basically invalidate this head and shoulders pattern, the inverted one, and we should see price move lower. I personally think though that a move up is still a bit more likely. If you put a fib from here to here, you can see that, there we go. You can see that I think the fib targets are still open. 118.50, 120, I think, are the main levels. That's where I would expect a bearish bounce. That is exactly when I think a reversal is starting to become more likely for more downside again. All right, and also, of course, those whiz levels, as mentioned before. The weekly chart still showing a bullish candle, by the way. Another factor what could lead to more upside later this week. All right, with the next trading week, of course. And if we go back to the 4-hour chart, there we go. I still think that looking at these tops that are broken right in here, more euro-dollar upside is likely, and I expect this zone to be a bouncing spot. Bounce, pull back, and continue up to that 120 level, I think is likely. Now, price action between 116.25-ish and 117 is kind of like a gray zone, no trend yet known. But a break below 116 would really indicate bearishness, specifically a break below 115. Then we would expect a lot more momentum for the bears to pile up. So for the moment, bullish, and let's see if we get a bounce on the open of Monday or Tuesday on the euro dollar. On the 1-hour chart, you can see pretty good momentum, higher highs and higher lows at this moment. And if we zoom into this particular part right here, this could still be a wave 3, this could be a wave 4, as long as price stays above this zone that we already mentioned, around 117, 117.20. All right, so let's see if we get a bounce in this area for upside. Pound dollar is looking different though. Pound dollar, very strong bearish price action off of that target zone we already mentioned a couple of times, 132.75, which is the 5th whiz level. That's exactly what happened. Price broke above the 3rd, hit the 4th, then broke above the 4th, hit the 5th, right? And then it started to impulsively move down from that target zone, which in a way is not surprising with all the Brexit news, I guess, but it's funny that price first hit the 5th whiz level and then started to fall, exactly as we already mentioned. Now this bearish momentum, I think, is totally changing the perspective for pound compared to euro, and I think that the pound is probably has completed the correction to the upside, and I'm expecting price actually to continue lower. Let's take a look at this from the daily perspective, and it looks like a ABC 3-wave correction has completed. Price has hit the long-term moving average 144 EMA. This is probably going to be a wave 4, and I expect price now to start a bearish wave 5. All right, so we have engulfing twins. If I take away these trend lines, you can see that better. So engulfing twins at the long-term moving averages, and of course prior to it we had a very strong fall here on the pound dollar, and that's looking like a wave 3. So from that perspective, this being a wave 4 is not so strange. Wave 4s tend to finish at the long-term moving average 144 EMA close. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart and 1-hour chart. You can see a lot of momentum. This is starting to look like a wave 1, 2, 3. Price pulling away from the moving averages, and I think if we get a wave 4, 5, that will complete wave 1. I expect a bounce back up to about this level right here, make kind of a head and shoulders perhaps, minor one, and then get a bounce, put a fib from here to here, wait for 50, 61.8 fib around that zone to get a continuation for a potential wave 3, like this. Fib from here to where the wave 5 starts, stops. I expect that to be around 130. Wait for a 3-wave up to about 131.50, 131.75. All right. Wait for a turn there, and then should continue lower. The most impulsive part I expect would be around 129. Once it breaks below this 272 target, basically, and below 129. I think we could see more bearish momentum, more impulse coming into the market for some downside. All right. Let's see. That's about it. I think flag, continue for a lower low, 3-wave up, and then a bounce lower. That's what I'm expecting for the pound dollar. All right, that's about it. Hope to see you later today in the seminar we have in Ljubljana. Otherwise, wish you all great trading and talk to you soon. Cheers.